किसी कोई ऐसे सीजन बताए जिसको।
Sir, I can hear you.
Okay, okay, okay. So I have resolved all the problems at my end. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let me start the lecture. So first of all, I welcome you all in a new course or the new subject, and the name of the subject is steel structure, and the subject code is CE313. So first of all, I would like to introduce the teachers in this particular course. So basically, we are three teachers who are dealing with this subject, and we are leading by Dr. Rashid Hamid. He is a professor here, and he will take care of section A. So he is teaching the theory and design classes to section A. And the second one is Dr. Naman Surami, and I'm teaching you the theory and the design part complete, and I'm only teaching the theory to section B. And then we are having another teacher, Dr. Qasim Shokat Khan, and Dr. Qasim, he is taking care of section C completely, and also teaching the design part to section D. So first of all, I would like to discuss the course learning outcome of this particular course. So what capability you will develop after the completion of this particular subject, and what we are expecting that what we can achieve when at the end of this subject. So the CLO number one is to develop the understanding of integration of analysis and design and various design methods. Actually, this is your first subject which is related with the design. So actually, when you are hearing the word design, design sometimes confuse to the beginner. So in engineering, design doesn't mean that we have to select the aesthetic aspect of any structure, maybe texture of any structure, maybe color, or any beautification of the structure. When we talk about the design in any engineering subject, it means that we want to select the optimum cross section of the any structure. For example, if we are designing a column, so the column length we cannot change. So keeping in mind the applied load, what we want to do, our main objective is that we want to select the cross section. What should be the minimum cross section? For example, if we require 100 by 100 millimeter of cross section, or simply if I am designing a circular column, if the diameter required is 100 millimeter, so I should not provide the diameter more than 100, more maybe 125 millimeter or 150 millimeter. Why? Because that is not required, because 100 millimeter will be sufficient to sustain all the loads successfully. This means that we just want to provide the optimum or desirable dimension. Otherwise, our structure will be uneconomical. So it means that in basic design, what we want to do, we want to select the optimum dimension in such a way that our structure will be safe against all the applied forces, and it should be economical, or it should be the cheapest option. So that is the basic purpose. So I will explain the complete design procedure thoroughly in my upcoming slides. So second CLO is the design to design axially loaded member. So axially loaded member means that actually uh, when we talk about the structure, so maybe in structural analysis or maybe in ESA, you might have already studied what is the structure. So actually structure is assembly of various elements. So element means that beam and column which are joined together, and all members they are having certain behavior, and this behavior is the function of the load against that member is subjected to. So if you will see that if we are talking about the structure, so structure can be idealized into various type of the elements. So element means that uh, we are having a line element. In a line element, one dimension of structure is very large as compared to the other dimension. For example, we can idealize beam and column, or beam and column, these are the line element. Why line element? Because the length of the member is very large as compared to the cross section. And further, if the line element, they are subjected to axial force. Axial force means that if the forces are parallel to the length of the member, then this line element, they are referred as a column. So these axially loaded members, they may be subjected to compression, or they may be subjected to tensile loading. So here we will learn that if a member is subjected to axial load, so this axial load may be compressive or tensile, and how to design this member. Design member means that what is the behavior of that member against compression or tensile loading. So accordingly, we will select the optimum dimension. So our CLO number 3 is related with the again the line element, but that line element which is subjected to transversal loading. Transversal loading means that the load is acting perpendicular to the length. So if line element, they are subjected to transversal loading, so this line element, it will be referred as a beam. So in beam, you already having the knowledge of mechanics of material and elementary structural analysis. So whenever a beam is subjected to any type of the loading, maybe UDL, UVL, or movement, so there are two internal forces uh, are induced within the beam, and these forces are the bending moment and the shear force. And due to the bending moment, the flexural stresses are produced, and due to shear force, the shear stresses are produced in the beam. So in this particular topic, we will learn that how to design a beam to safely withstand these flexural stresses and bending stresses, in particular for this steel structure. And our the fourth CLO is related with the connection of steel structure. So we will see also in our upcoming slide that what is the basic parameter which distinguish the steel structure from the uh, conventional reinforced concrete structure is the connection. So in steel structure, actually we design the beam and column separately. Maybe we are fabricating in factories, and we are just transporting this member in the field, and where we join them together. And when we are joining, so we have to use certain devices which are called connections. So these connections may be welded, may be bolted or riveted. So here we are having a variety of the connections. So we will learn that how we can properly connect the two members in such a way that load is safely transferred from the one part to the other part. And the CLO5 is very important, and this is to exhibit the commitment toward time management, punctuality, and honesty. So 10% marks are dedicated for this particular CLO, and how I will assess them. This can be assessed by your assignments, maybe your class attendance, and other things. For example, if you are submitting the assignment late, so you will get obviously the less reward for that. And similarly, for even for the online lecture, I will download your attendance, and I will check them for how long or how much time a student he was available online for this particular lecture. So these are the assessment methods. Actually, maybe this time we have to change this assessment. So usually what I used to do, I don't prefer to take the quiz with exam. Actually, the basic purpose of the quiz is to prepare the student for the examination. So I used to take the first quiz in 6 weeks, and the second quiz in the 13th week, so that the student, they come to know their shortcomings for the examination. But you know that due to this pandemic condition, so maybe this time both your midterm and end term exam will be on campus, and the quiz one and the midterm will be together concurrently, and similarly the second quiz will also be with the final exam, and obviously all the exams will be closed book. So these are some course policies that I enforce during my lecture. So class attendance is very important. So as per university rule, so maybe 70, you must have 75% attendance to sit in this final exam. So this point number one, maybe it is not applicable in online classes, but after the midterm when you will have on campus classes, So you have to follow this particular rule also. So there is something that I will have to tell you in advance. I never tolerate any kind of cheating. So I expecting honesty from the student. So if I find anybody in cheating or in some other malpractices, so I simply fail that student, even though he's having maybe 80 marks or 90. So students work, if I'm giving you the assignments, so all the assignments will be given with certain due dates or certain deadlines. So over the last, maybe if I see all the time the students, they are pushing the teacher to increase the deadline or the time for the assignment submission. But for me, I never extend the deadline. But I believe that the deadlines are there to train the students to meet their particular deadline. So I'm expecting that the students, they will be able to complete all their assigned work within the due time. And if you are submitting assignment one day late, so assessment will be reduced by 20% and up till the maximum 3 days. And after 3 days, no need to submit the assignment. So be aware of plagiarism, copy. If you have plagiarized or copied the assignment, so obviously you will get F grade. So in online classes, maybe you don't require scientific calculator, but in on-campus life, when you are coming to the class, you must have a calculator with you. So actually, in our this particular course, we are uh, following or consulting certain books or design manuals. So design aid or reference manual, design aid, these are the tables and the charts which are having the geometric properties of various cross-section design formulas which are essential for the design of fee structure. So even though you are on online classes, you must have this reference manual with you. Because during my class, I will ask you please open this page of reference manual, look into this particular table and check this particular formula. So you must have this reference manual or this design aid with you. And this reference manual or design aid you can buy from the Science of Material Lab in the civil engineering department, along with the Steel Structure book by Dr. Zahid Ahmed Siddiqui. So along with our, actually I'm following this book Steel Structure by Dr. Zahid Ahmed Siddiqui as a textbook for this particular course. So actually, along with this book, there I have also mentioned some other books that I also follow sometimes for some examples and for certain materials. So actually, you must remember at least the name of this book. So I find Charles' book Design of Steel Structure, Steel Structure Design and Behavior by Charles and Johnson. This is a very good book. Maybe this might be available in short form. You can check from internet. Along with that book, the book by McCormick. This is also a very good book. So sometimes I take some material from this book also. And obviously, we are also following the steel construction manual by AIST for the load resistance and factor design. Actually, you don't need to be worried about this because the design manual or the design aid by Dr. Zahir Ahmed Siddiqui containing all the charts and the formula directly from this AIC steel construction manual. So these are the topics in detail and the tentative timeline for each topic. I will share you the PDF slides and recorded lecture with you after this lecture. So you will have all this outline. So first of all, there will be assignment number 1. So actually this assignment number 1 is just follow up, not to submit, not to submit. So Write and explain your objective of taking this course. Actually, you can modify this sentence or just at the moment before discussing all the topics in detail. Uh, what was in your mind that what you are going to study in this particular subject. So this is what I want. For example, if you want to watch any movie, so from the just title, you have any idea. For example, it will be a thriller or action movie. Just like from the title, skill structure, what are you expecting or what you are thinking of that you are going to study in this particular course. Just I wanted this because in the online classes, so I cannot ask personally one by one. So you can remove it and just try to search some remarkable steel structure from the internet. Just write mega structure made of steel structure on the internet, and you will find the number of the skyscraper or the mega structure which are constructed from steel structure. And then it will give you a maybe a brief overview, or maybe you might become curious why all this mega structure or this masterpiece they are made of steel structure. Then you will come to know the importance of this particular subject. And then this is just follow up for your own reference, and this is not the summary. So in steel structure, so steel structure are the assembly of structural shapes joined together by some connection, by the mean of connection. And this connection may be riveted, bolted, and welded. So we always select these members which are available in market. Okay, let me differentiate here. Actually, you might have seen the construction of concrete structure. In the concrete structure, what we do, we make a formwork. In the formwork, for example, for the column, we place the steel cage and then we pour the concrete. And then when we want to cast or pour the concrete in the beam, so the joint of the beam and column, they are monolithic. Monolithic means that the joint of beam and column, it is cast at in one go or at the same time. So we are pouring the concrete. So it is very difficult to differentiate where the column is ending and where the beam is starting. It means that they are maybe as one unit. They look like one unit. Monolithic means the concrete is poured or cast at one time. So it means that we have to make the connection during construction. So which make the, for example, construction process a little bit different from the steel structure. In steel structure, actually what we can do, we can actually design beam and column in the offices. We can fabricate or manufacture all beam and column and all the element in the factory. What we may do, we can simply transport all the member in the field where we can join them, and this joining is done by a certain connection in the field. So this connection, these there are three type of the connection: welded, bolted, and riveted. We will study all these three type of the connection in detail in our design part. Okay, first of all, I would like to ask all of you, what is the structure? So, for example, at the start, I told you that a structure is comprised of various elements. So one type of the element, I told you that there are three type of the element. Number one is line element, where the length is very large as compared with the cross section. All beams and all columns, they are line element. Second are the plate element, where the thickness is very small as compared to the other two dimensions. Walls, slabs, floors, they are referred as a plate element. Plate element also called shell element. And third element are brick element. Brick, where all the three dimensions they are important or comparable. For example, isolated footing, large footing, they are referred as a brick element. So here a structure is the assembly of various elements which are capable of withstanding all the applied loads safely and then transfer the load from one part to the other part. For example, I will give you the example in a simple structure. Maybe you can take the example of you are sitting in classroom in, for example, in the university, for example, in C1. So if someone is sitting on the first floor, so his load is acting on the slab. So slab is capable of resisting the load shift. Resisting means that slab is not being deformed or deflected due to load. This is the first concept. It should be stable. And then slab is transferring the load to another line element, which is beam. And beam, they are also carrying this load or taking the load from the slab safely. And then they transfer the load to the column. Column, they are also capable of resisting the load safely. They are not being deformed. And then they are transferring the load to the foundation. And then from the foundation load to go to the ground. So a structure is comprised of various structured elements which are capable of withstanding or bearing the load safely, and then transfer the load from one part to the other part or one member to the other member. So this thing I have also explained. Complete structure are easily joined together by monolithic construction, but special methods are required to join the individual member in steel structures. And this special technique I have told you might be riveted, bolted, or welded. So another difference from the concrete structure is that in concrete, mainly in concrete, we can make the size of the column and beam as desirable. Mostly, actually, we select the uh, size of the beam and column multiple of 75 millimeter or 3 inch for our convenience. But anyhow, for any special case, we can select any desirable shape of beam and column in concrete by selecting the size of the formwork. But for this steel structure, we have to select the cross section or the shape of the section which is available in the market. We have to see. For example, in this slide, you are seeing that there are different type of the section which are available in market. So number one is the hot rolled section. In hot rolled section, why they are called hot rolled? Actually, they are made in molten form. What we do, we are having a steel which is called the billet steel, or maybe it might be scrap. So what they do, they melt this steel and they put in the mold. And when they are pouring the molten steel into the mold, when it becomes hardened, then we attain this type of the shape. So these shapes are attained at the hot state from the molten steel. So we can make any desirable shape. For example, this is the solid rectangular bar. This is solid circular bar. This is a hollow circular pipe section. This is channel section. This is I section or wide flange section, rectangular hollow pipe section, angle section, and flat bar. So we can make different type of the shapes which are called steel section. This is I section, angle section, channel section, pipe section, and solid section. For example, if in the market I want to select, for example, this section as a column, rectangular hollow, but this is not available in the market, then I have to select maybe this if it is available in the market. So it means that we have to do the survey of the market also. So what type of the sections are available so that I can select among the available sections. So there are other type of the steel section which are referred as a cold form section. Why are they cold form? Because they are made at the room temperature. Actually, we are having steel sheets, very thin steel sheets, and we cut the steel sheets and we press in some a press, and after pressing and providing the bend, we attain this type of the shape. So we can attain a channel shape, this Z type shape, or different type of shape, and we can also provide some bend also here. So actually this process is carried out at room temperature. So that's why these are referred as a cold form section, and sometimes also referred as a thin walled section. Because in the cold form section they are made of thin steel sheets. But on the other hand, in hot rolled, so their dimensions or the thicknesses are larger as compared to the cold form section. So these are the steel plates. which might be used in the floor or in wall to cover up the gap between beam and column. You might have seen this type of the sheet in buses in the floor. This may have some traction. For example, these are the steel diamond plates, or they might be plain. So there is another example, typical frame structure, which is made of steel. Here you can see that this is the first floor maybe. You can see these are the beam and these are the columns. And beam and column, they are connected by certain connection. And here they have used the bolted connection, and somewhere they have also used the welded connection. So this is frame structure which is comprised of beam and column. So a close view of the connection you will see in this slide. And here you will see that this is the column which is joined by beam from all the four sides. And here you will see that we have used an auxiliary or an extra angle section portion. One part of the angle section is welded with the web of beam, and other part is used as to connect with the flange or with the column. So here the connection they have used bolt. So bolted connection. This is a bolted connection, and the bolts they are used to connect beam with the column. And here they have welded the beam with the column by using the welding connection. So we can use any appropriate connection. So both connections they will be safe as far as if all the design specifications are considered. So this is a typical outline of the beam and column joint. So this is an earthquake resistant connection where we have also provide a diagonal member just to increase the rigidity of the connection. So this is not frequently used, but in some earthquake resistant structure to provide extra moment carrying capacity, so we have to use it. So I will just take couple of minutes more. There are two more slides, so so that I may start from the next topic when I will start the lecture. So mainly the steel building they are classified into two types. Number one is the framework or skeletal system, or second is the shell system. In skeletal system, actually the main load carrying system is comprised of line elements, which are, or one dimensional element, which are connected by some connection. Main loaded carrying element in this type are one dimensional or line elements, which are beam and column. And their examples are framework of industrial building with their internal members such as crane girder and platforms. We have also seen one example in the previous slide. Highway and railway bridges, multi-story building, large halls, domes, towers, electric poles, space trusses or trusses, structural component of hydraulic work, all the trusses and rigidly connected frame structure. These are the examples of skeleton system. And in the shell system, actually shell is another word which is used for the plate or the plate element. Plate element where the thickness is very small as compared to other two dimensions. The main load carrying element in these categories are the plates. So examples are gas tanks for the storage and the distribution of the gas, water tank and reservoir for the storage of liquid. Water tank at your home roof is also the shell element. Bins, bunker for the storage of the loose material, special structure as a blast furnace, large diameter pipe which are under pressure, not sewer pipe, sewage pipe, only the water supply pipe, and all the other plate and the shell structure are the examples. So actually, I will send you this slide after this lecture, maybe by evening tonight. So here you will see the usage of this structure in different for different purposes, and I believe that all these slides they are self-explanatory. Please overview this slide before the next class. and if you will have any question, then I will answer. So when I will start the next lecture, I will start from this part, merits and demerits of steel construction. So here I would like to stop my lecture. So I would like to ask any question. So yes, Bilal Mirza, please open your mic and ask questions. Bilal Mirza, first you will ask the question.
यस सर, कंक्रीट स्ट्रक्चर ज़्यादा इकोनॉमिकल होता है स्टील स्ट्रक्चर से। सर इनका क्या कंपेयर, मतलब कि स्टील स्ट्रक्चर हम क्यों बनाते हैं, कंक्रीट स्ट्रक्चर क्यों नहीं बनाते?
एक्चुअली हाँ, आपका क्वेश्चन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। एक्चुअली अभी मैंने आपको सिर्फ इंट्रोडक्शन दी है। आज की जो डिज़ाइन क्लास है ना, उस डिज़ाइन क्लास में भी एक्चुअली मोस्टली आई विल डिस्कस द इंट्रोडक्शन पार्ट. So in that class, I will explain in detail the merits and the demerits of the steel and concrete construction. Then I think you better ask me this question again when I will start my class at 1 a.m. today. So inshallah, I will explain detail. So, yes,
ओके सर, ओके
Uzair,
सर।
आपका कोई क्वेश्चन है?
सर ये जो आपने बुक बताई है ये स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ मटेरियल लैब से मिलेगी?
हाँ जी, हाँ जी, ये आपको ना स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ मटेरियल लैब से मिल जाएगी। एक बुक का सेट मिलेगा, एक बुक होगी स्टील स्ट्रक्चर की और साथ उसके डिज़ाइन एड होंगी या रेफरेंस मैनुअल होगा ना, जिसमें वो डिज़ाइन फार्मूला चार्ट्स हैं, टेबल्स हैं, तो वो आपके पास लाजमी होने चाहिए। मैं उसकी एक पिक्चर भी लेके ना वो जो नेक्स्ट क्लास होगी उसमें शेयर कर दूंगा, ठीक है? स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ मटेरियल लैब में ना ये अवेलेबल है। मेरे ख्याल में कोई 700-800 का सेट है दोनों बुक्स का। हाँ जी, किसी और का क्वेश्चन है? किसी और का क्वेश्चन? Okay, inshallah, I will be back at 1 a.m. So sorry for the inconvenience for today. So maybe inshallah, I will see you at 1 p.m. Okay. So see you next time. Allah Hafiz.